Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of From the Depths. It is great to have you all here today. So we're still in the grand tournament. We're going to be rocking the finals in this episode. This is the very last episode, and we have a few things to go over today. First off, if you may or may not recall, we have a couple ships in the holding queue, and the holding queue is in place just in case anybody had to drop out of the tournament. We could pull these people in from the holding queue to fill those gaps, but, nobody dropped out of the tournament, so I had a backup plan, and that is to allow the two ships in the holding queue to battle it out. And the winner of that battle will essentially get a free pass into any of the tournaments that I am holding going forward, although it's just a one-time use pass. So that person will get to choose which tournament, when they feel up to it, they want to enter, and they will get the first spot in that tournament. Next up, we will then be moving on to the final battle between Miss Ion and that Shakti 2 and Scarlet Devil with the Devil's Curse EX2. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket real quick. I've never really shown this to you guys. The only way you've seen this is if you actually looked in the video description and went to the site for the bracket. But this is the bracket right here. You can see I've just kind of been filling it out. In fact, if you even go to the site to look at this, you can click on the individual battles. And for a lot of them, I've put descriptions of what the battle was and how it went. And, a couple of them I didn't do that with. But anyways, that's all up there should you want to go check it out. So that's the bracket. And lastly, what we're going to be doing at the very end of this episode is announcing the sexiest ship winner. The poll has come to a close. It's still open right now, but I'm not considering any more votes counting. So, we'll be showing the results as we have them here. We have over 150 votes, so we had really good turnout for the poll. Really close between a lot of the ships. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start this holding queue battle. We're not going to take a look at the ships. We're just going to start the battle and see how these two ships fare. So let's go ahead and do that. We are ready to get this battle underway between the holding queue ships. On the left, we have the Deep Space Nine by Venster 7, and on the right, we have the Oblivion by Examinator. Let's go ahead and speed things up and get this started. Look at that Deep Space Nine. Tell me that's not crazy looking. Let's go over here and check it out. Look at this. It's like an orbital satellite of sorts. Like, how cool. What a unique design. Now, this is, like, pretty much the only ship we got that's not a ship, It's this crazy satellite. Let's get the binocs out here, zoom in. So one good thing the Oblivion has going for it, lots of smoke. And that is good because this Deep Space Nine, as you can see here, is packing some serious laser heat. If indeed laser heat could be a term we could use. It also does have missiles and whatnot, but we have a lot of shells coming in here from the Oblivion, hitting this Deep Space Nine. We got to go over here to the Oblivion, check it out so you can see what this is all about. Very cool looking ship. Ooh, look at this shot. Oh my goodness. It's beautiful. So this has some cannons. It doesn't look like they are, well, they could be maybe medium gauge. A lot of laser setups going on the Oblivion here. A lot of lambs going on as well. Goodness. All right, let's take a look at this Deep Space Nine. We do have an explosion over there. We have an explosion right in the down tube. I think that's the official term. It's the down tube. Let's take a look at the health here. Wow, very close battle. Nether Oblivion, that's the Oblivion by Examinator, 95%. Deep Space Nine at 97. You can see chunks just falling off here. But again, lots of smoke. Lots of smoke on the Oblivion. And here comes a whole volley of missiles. Let's go ahead and follow these. Look at these lambs. My gosh. So many. Okay, so here you can see the continuous beam lambs coming out of the Deep Space Nine. Taking these missiles out in midair here, very accurate. It was even able to take them out before the frags could really even have a chance to hit. Here we can see some wow, interesting. Downward firing missiles from the Deep Space Nine. Looks like, oh, they're turning. Oh, they are turning. Uh-oh, where are they going? Hang on. Oh my God, they're going back to the Deep Space Nine. That just happened in real time. I don't know if they hit it. We're seeing some EMP damage here, right up top on the Deep Space Nine. Wow, look at how cool that is. I am seeing shields fluctuate on the Deep Space Nine. Now, when that happens, it generally means you have some engine power problems. Look at this concentration of lambs. This is a great battle. 93% on the Oblivion, 92 on the Deep Space Nine. This is incredible. These two ships are just having at it. Now, okay, this could be the turning point. Deep Space Nine is falling out of the air. Oh, shields are down. Huge volley of missiles coming from the Oblivion. There is no way the Deep Space Nine is going to be able to contain this. One more screenshot for the books, my friends. We're taking this one to the bank. Here's that beautiful Deep Space Nine. Really, I love this design. Seriously, satellite designs are so cool. In my humble opinion. I'm a hoe. So let's take a look at the health here. Alright, so the Deep Space Nine looks like maybe we have the tipping point there. Down to 84%. Huge explosion right on the top. Right on the top of the cookie jar. Oh no. You can just reach your hand down in there and just have at it. Get whatever you like. Alright, a lot of debris coming off here. This could be it for the Deep Space Nine. It's down to 82%. I'm not really seeing it shoot. I am still seeing the lambs are active on the Deep Space Nine, which is great. I guess we could just call it the DSN. Here's a huge swarm attack from the Oblivion. Lots of goodness coming the Deep Space Nine's way here. So much EMP. Really, EMP damage has seemingly proven critical in this tournament, I believe. It seems like a lot of the alpha strikes or mid-game strikes from ships just contain lots of EMP damage. And, if they hit, especially if the missiles are targeted for random blocks, it just seems to cause havoc. But especially if the other ship that's being attacked with EMP doesn't really have a good defense against it. No way to absorb the EMP, no way to potentially divert those beams elsewhere. Here we can see the Deep Space Nine just crumbling, and there we are, AI is dead. It looks like this ship by Examinator, the Oblivion, will be moving on. This was a really good battle. It was really close, all the way for like the first 10% between these ships. They were really just having at it. And here you can see the sneaky design that a lot of people do again. Ammo barrels on these little ridges, these little pieces of platform coming out here, sticks, if you will, handicap fries, just sticking out. Great diversion for AI, should your AI be targeting such a thing. And there it is, the Deep Space Nine disintegrating. So that means Examinator, great job. You'll be essentially getting a free buy into any one of the tournaments that you want. You can only choose one. So for instance, if we, the next tournament we're we're definitely going to have more, by the way. If you want to be a part of that, I'll just let you choose to do so and let me know. We'll be in touch for sure, and you'll just get a buy into that tournament. It'll be really nice. So that was that battle. Great job to both of you. Really dug the designs, especially on that Deep Space Nine. Sweet looking satellite. Very cool. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on now to the final match between Miss Ion and Scarlet Devil. Let's see what these two ships are going to have in store for us. I'm really stoked for this final battle. Let's get to it. All right, ladies and gents, here we go. We're ready to get this battle underway. On the left, we have the Devil's Curse. And on the right, we have the Shakti 2. Let's go ahead and speed things up. You can see the Devil's Curse already unleashing a little bit there. There go those balloons on the Shakti. This is going to be an interesting battle. Will the Devil's Curse 1 be able to hit the Shakti 2? And, oh boy, looks like we have some EMP damage. The Devil's Curse may have hit itself. I did see an explosion there. Hopefully someone can corroborate that with me. Maybe I'm not just seeing things. So there's the laser from the Shakti 2. Now, the Devil's Curse does have smoke. The question is the Devil's Curse 1 flying too fast for the smoke to keep up and provide the coverage it needs? I don't know. There's the Shakti 2. You can see little puffs of smoke everywhere out there on the horizon. So let's take a look here. Let's take a look at the Devil's Curse. We have flares. That's one thing it seems to always do. Flares everywhere. Now, the Shakti 2, remember, it has its main attack. It seems like its main attack that's done all the damage for it is that guided bomb attack. When it gets close, it launches those guided bombs. But what's going to happen when it has to go up against the Devil's Curse, which looks like it is sitting at the same height as the Shakti 2? These two seem to fly at the same level. This is going to be really interesting. I'm stoked for this attack run. Here comes the Shakti. For this first attack run, we're going to sit over here on the Devil's Curse side. See how things go. Devil's Curse firing those cannons. Now remember, if any of those shells could potentially land on the Shakti, that could spell doom. I just don't know if it'll be able to. Here comes the Shakti. No way those guided bombs are going to do anything. No shells are hitting, and there it goes. It flew completely under. I don't know if I saw guided bombs. Did anybody see guided bombs? Are these them? Oh, maybe these are them. Yeah, okay. Okay. So how are we doing on health? Devil's Curse has been taken down by 1%. It's at 99. Shakti 2 untouched. Devil's Curse now spinning around. Got to get that sweet shot, sweet lineup, good intercept point. Wow, I mean, you see how close these two get to ramming each other. This was something I noticed a few people talking about in the comments is, will these potentially have a chance to ram each other and what will happen? Well, the Devil's Curse is way bigger than the Shakti 2, I believe. I just have a feeling, I mean, to me it feels like the Devil's Curse is like a tank and the Shakti 2 is like that fast feather, you know, lightweight, devastating, but I don't know, if they ram each other, it could be sweet. Okay, the Shakti 2 is now coming back around, firing that little cannon it has. That super cute little Shakti cannon. Here it goes, kicking up the speed. It's not really aiming right at the Devil's Curse. It's going right under it. You can see, let's see, the bomb bay doors are open. I didn't really see a guided bomb attack. I don't know. This may potentially be the longest battle in the history of battles. The Devil's Curse is down to 98%. I just have a feeling all it'll take is like one hit on the Shakti to cause it some major problems, but I don't know if the Devil's Curse is going to be able to land a hit. We have another attack run underway right now. Shakti is coming in hot and heavy. We've got the Devil's Curse firing. It just seems like look at the way it's firing. It's not really, I don't know, that doesn't feel like it's really intercepting or firing the cannons where the Shakti would be going. It's kind of strange. We're going to get this view to see if any of these can potentially land. Do we have any hits? I didn't see anything there. I didn't see a single hit, it seemed like. Oh, no, we did get a hit. Devil's Curse still sitting pretty at 98. Shakti 2 now down to 99. It has begun. Oh boy. Yeah, this very well may be the longest battle in history. How we doing? Okay, still everyone's alright. Oh man. Shakti coming around again for another attack run. We'll see how things fare on this one. Will the Devil's Curse connect? I feel like it could be pretty epic if it did. The Shakti, I don't know if it's going to really have any options beyond... Well, it looks like it might actually be able to hit with these guided bombs if it gets height. Oh, I'm seeing some hits there on the Shakti. I definitely saw a hit. I saw a little puffer, a little explosion, if you will. Let's take a look. Oh, Devil's Curse down to 97. Shakti still doing okay. Oh my goodness. People weren't joking when they said this very well may be the longest battle in the history of battles. I'm going to try to be good and just cut to either when action happens or as the Shakti comes around for another attack run. I feel like really at this point it's just all about luck. Who's gonna get that shot off on the other one? The Shakti can't seem to hit the Devil's Curse with those guided bombs. The Devil's Curse can't seem to hit the Shakti with much of anything, except when it does get those lucky shots with the shells. I don't know if the missiles are going to be able to connect. Otherwise, really the only thing going for us right now is that the back laser on the Shakti, which you can see here just twizzing out super hard, not really reaching, that's really the only thing that's been taking the Devil's Curse down. And as we all know, the Devil's Curse is quite a beast. How many blocks is it? That's not the block button. It is 14,000 blocks. So, you know, that's going to be a lot of whittling down. Alright, Devil's Curse lining up those shots. The Shakti just kicked it up into hyperdrive. That's really what causes all the problems, is when it kicks it up like that. Look at that. I mean, the shells just miss every time. Because of that extra speed the Shakti kicks in, it's able to just bypass all the shells. It's incredible. Shakti coming in again. Let's see if any of the hits from the Devil's Curse can connect. We are kind of really zoomed in here. Oh my god, it's gonna hit the camera! Woo! There it goes. No damage across the board. Uh-oh. This can't be good. Everybody's still doing just fine. 97% on the Devil's Curse. 99% on the Shakti. I believe these two ships are probably about to become best friends. Probably start some ninja battles or something. Yep, everybody's still doing alright. Okay. Front laser's firing on that Shakti. It's really giving it a go. Little tiny cannon firing there. Will the Devil's Curse connect? I'm kind of thinking that's not going to be possible. Let's see. You can see it gets so unbelievably close. It's wild. It's wild. It just gets so close with those rockets. If the Shakti didn't have that back laser, this would potentially be an even longer battle. We've been going at it for about 15 minutes so far. And you can see here, not much has happened. I may have to just get out my lounge chair and just chill for a bit. I don't know what is going to happen with this battle. We're going to watch the Shakti on this one. We're going to see what happens. We're going to watch the flight pattern, maybe see if we can discern any potential opportunities for either the Devil's Curse or the Shakti to land some hits. You can see that little cannon. Pew, 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 pew. That's kind of more like a laser sound than a cannon sound. So I've got my camera speed set to max. Hopefully we can try to keep up with the Shakti once it kicks it up into overdrive. We should see, yep, there's that huge volley coming right from the Devil's Curse. Okay, the Shakti just kicked it up. I can't quite keep up with it. It's just a little bit faster. Any hits? Any hits at all? Any hits at all? I mean, anything would be superb. Oh, I saw some EMP damage on the Devil's Curse, which means the Devil's Curse hit itself. Because the Shakti, you know, the point of that EMP hit, the Shakti wouldn't have released anything yet, I believe. And wow, we're still at 97 and 99. What's it going to be from the Shakti? What's it going to be from the Devil's Curse? Who's going to do what to whom? And why? I don't think this is going to be the longest battle. Oh my gosh. These two are not touching each other. The Shakti is too fast, too furious. The Devil's Curse is just laying out smoke and flares. They also fly at the same height, so the Shakti can't really hit the Devil's Curse with those guided bombs because, you know, they have no propulsion other than the initial velocity given during the launch. This is going to be intense. Oh, so we did have a shell bounce off the Shakti there. I believe. That was the first I've seen. So it's been about 15 minutes since the last cut there, and Devil's Curse is down by 1 more %. Shakti's still at 99. You know, I'm guessing the Devil's Curse just got a little bit of a lucky hit there. And really, I'm thinking the Shakti is just getting a little bit lucky as the lasers are doing some damage through the smoke and, you know, finally taking some blocks out. Let's take a look here. So the Devil's Curse is down by about 550 blocks or so, something around there. We're making slow progress. We're getting there. Oh, so the Shakti 2 just got hit with EMP there. Down to 97%. Devil's Curse sitting at 95%. It's been about 25 minutes since the last fade there. Just letting things kind of progress slowly between these two ships. And as you can see, yeah, the Shakti 2 just took a brunt of EMP damage. The question is, what could it have done, if anything? I mean, it looks like from here that the Shakti 2 is going pretty slow. I don't know. We're going to have to keep our eye on that. Because, you know, that could be a huge boon for the Devil's Curse. If it could actually land with those cannons, I feel like the Shakti, you know, it might just crumble. We've never really seen the Shakti take a lot of damage. So really don't know what would happen when that happens, or when it will happen. Shakti 2 coming back around for another pass, getting awfully close to the Devil's Curse. Oh my gosh, more EMP damage on the Shakti, still at 97%. I don't know if those EMPs are going to be doing a lot of damage, hitting the Shakti right on the front there. But ooh, these two are getting so close to hitting each other. It's like my butt is clenching hard, you know, when these two come for a pass. It's like, will it happen? It's about to happen, sweet Jeebus. Shakti coming into just a hailstorm of bullets here. So I can definitely tell something's up with the Shakti because I can now fly faster than the ship itself. Although, once again, no real hits going on there. Let's take a look at the health here. 94% across the board, so the Devil's Curse is catching up. It's a true battle of attrition. It's a slow one. Sitting at 1 hour and 30 minutes right now. So, this is the longest battle ever. This battle is going to be the reason we have totally changed rule sets going into the next tournament. Absolutely do not want to have to deal with crazy huge attack runs like this anymore. Okay, so I don't know what the Shakti just did there, but it actually sank all the way down to the water. Well, about, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 meters above it, and then turned on its engine. Things are starting to get interesting with the Shakti now. As you can see there, missiles actually hit and exploded. The Shakti's down to 91%. Devil's Curse is at 93, and we're starting to see some things hit now. The speed on the Shakti is no longer what it used to be. Looks like that was reduced, because now I can actually keep up with the Shakti's speed by just not having to hold shift with the camera for that 2x speed. And as you saw there, we just had some EMP damage. We are 3 hours into this battle. I'm slowly going insane, I'm going to be honest. This has been a long one. I was originally going to have this episode out, the day I recorded it. Today's Saturday, but no, there's no way. I have a feeling this battle may go on until the end of time. And as you look at what's happening here, the Shakti the flight pattern is definitely starting to have some problems here. I don't know what it is we could have hit, or the Devil's Curse could have hit, for that matter, on the Shakti, but speed is very much slowing down. Let's get the interface on and take a look here. What speed are we traveling at right now? About 37. It's still pretty fast. But look at the wings, look at the damage. This is kind of hard to see on the Devil's Curse just because of all the shields, but with the Shakti I figure we can at least take a look. We have some major damage here in the back. Very close to hitting what looks like, I can't really tell from the movement, maybe batteries or something. It's hard to see, or tail parts. I think those could be tail parts. Still have a laser firing out of the back of the Shakti. I think it could be bugged. Could have been hit in the middle of firing, which caused it to stay in place like that, just like a straight laser. I wouldn't want to get in front of that or behind it or inside of it, for that matter. Oh, and as you can see there, the left wing of the Shakti has completely been removed. The missiles from the Devil's Curse are essentially what are hitting at this point. They are what have been connecting over and over. You can see the right wing on the Shakti, seen better days. It's looking a little holy. It's definitely not a blessed wing. Let's take a look here. How's our health? Shakti down to 86%. That last attack run took it down by 2%. Devil's Curse still at 93. Again, the Shakti is no longer shooting. It has not been shooting for pretty much the past hour now. We are right around the 3 hour and 35 minute mark. Slowly making progress, my friends. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have run into an issue here. The Shakti can no longer make a left turn. It can. It's essentially just one massive circle, a really wide radius circle. The Devil's Curse every now and then will land a cannon shell from far out on the Shakti, but other than that, the Shakti no longer aligns and attacks. All it can do is fly in one big circle. So I just want to let you all know, we are nearing the 4 hour mark on this battle, and we are in a major stalemate situation. So I'm going to let this go probably for 30 more minutes. And if we're still in the same situation in 30 minutes, then the Devil's Curse will get the win on this one. And here's why. The Devil's Curse is at 92%. The Shakti is at 85%. So the Devil's Curse has the health block count advantage. Just the health advantage. Not really block count, but just health. And the Devil's Curse still has weapon systems that work, whereas the Shakti has no weapon systems that fire anymore. Nothing has, in the last hour and a half, nothing from the Shakti has been fired at all. All it has is this one bugged out laser that does no damage. It's just a graphical thing. And I don't know. So like I said, we'll play it out. But if this truly is a stalemate, then I'm making the decision that in this case the Devil's Curse will get this win. So we'll see how things go here. I will definitely cut back if anything interesting actually happens. Amazingly, it looks like the Shakti is actually lining up with the Devil's Curse. This took quite some time. It seemed like the Shakti had to really get far out there to make such a slow turn, and finally came back around. Took it about 1,000 meters just to make the turn. Crazy wide turning radius. So now we're going to see what happens with this attack run from the Shakti, or I mean, I assume it still has the attack run capabilities. We'll see if the Devil's Curse, however, can actually land a hit. We've been recording so long, I've actually started having recording and audio problems, where my audio file just all of a sudden turned off and my recording software turned off. So I'm hoping I can actually figure stuff out and splice it together. I don't know, we'll see what happens, but let's find out what's going to happen here on this attack run. With the Shakti, it is a little hurt, still has some speed in it, but again, no weapon systems on the Shakti. No weapon systems have been firing. So it's essentially just flying around, although, where are you going, Shakti? Gonna get awfully close to the Devil's Curse here. Will the Devil's Curse take this opportunity to actually try and do something? Of course not. Of course not. Such is life. Okay, there goes the Shakti again. Not really flying very fast. Devil's Curse, of course, just moseying. You know, you gotta have a good mosey if you really want to stay in shape. It's good to mosey. Let's see what these missiles do. So the Devil's Curse just launched a whole volley of missiles. No, I don't think these are going to catch the Shakti. It seems like the Shakti max speed right now is around 60 to 70 meters a second when it kicks it up a notch, and when it's doing its turns and stuff, it's around 20 meters a second now, whereas it's normally a lot faster. But like I said, we're still, I'm still holding true to the stalemate, just because I've been recording so long. Yeah, if this, we probably have about 20 more minutes here that I will let things try to pan out. And, you know, if we're still in the same situation, then absolutely, I will call this. And unless something drastic happens, this still is looking like it's going to be the Devil's Curse. So we'll see, though. We'll see. Just, you know, keep your fingers crossed that maybe something will pick up here and we get a little bit of action. Okay, ladies and gents, we are now 20 minutes later, about 24 minutes later. The Shakti has finally made its way back around to almost face the Devil's Curse. This is going to be the last attack run that I think I'm going to allow. We are just really, really long into this battle, and you know, 4+ hours in, I just can't record this all day, I guess. So we're going to have to call this at some point, and the Devil's Curse still has the upper hand by a long shot. You know, still landing hits every now and then. Like you saw there, still landing hits. So, you know, I mean, I could let this go for like 6 more hours unless something lucky happens, but let's see what happens here if the Devil's Curse can connect with any of these while the Shakti passes. If not, then this is going to go to the Devil's Curse. It has the health advantage, it's still shooting, and remember, like I mentioned at the very beginning when the tournament was starting, if we ran into a situation like this, I very specifically outlined that the winner would go to the ship with working systems, working weapon systems. And whoever had the advantage still, essentially. So that is looking like the case. Let's see what the Shakti does. Let's see, down to still 85%, still 92. So I'll wait just a little bit more. We'll see if anything crazy happens, but if not, this is going to go to the Devil's Curse. Okay, ladies and gents, so I've let this go for another 15 minutes. The Shakti's still doing what the Shakti does, and just sort of flying in that direction. Barely turning. Like I said, it takes like 1,000 to 2,000 meters for it to kind of make a turn, like to get enough of a turn going to finally redirect itself back towards the Devil's Curse. And the Devil's Curse, as you can see, still firing. And every now and then, like I said, shells will hit. I can't record this all day long. I'm already experiencing lots of problems. I've had to start 3 separate recording sessions, and with my game recording, and 2 different ones with my audio recording, due to always hitting the limit for how big the recordings can get. So I'm already going to have a ton of splicing together to do to figure this out, if I can even get things back in sync. But ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately this is kind of an anticlimactic end to the battle here. But yes, this will go to the Devil's Curse. It still has working weapon systems like I mentioned, and it does have the upper hand as far as health goes. Otherwise, you know, this isn't necessarily a stalemate, it's just a really long battle. And the other big reason why I'm going with this is the Shakti is, of course, has no working weapon systems. Weapons have been out for quite some time now, for the better part of an hour plus. There have been no shots from the Shakti. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and move on now to, I'm going to let this play in the background while we talk. I'm going to go ahead and show the poll results for the sexiest ship. We had over 150 votes. And as you can see here, great job to Ixos with that IX-5 Thunderstrike. You came out ahead there in the poll. It was actually really, really close. That USN California, the Galaxy, and the Shakti, and a couple other ships, at one point or another, they all had the first place in the poll. But eventually, the IX-5 took the lead. So how it's going to work is like this. The winner of the sexiest ship, Ixos, you will get up to $20 credit on Steam for any game you would like, up to that amount. So I'll be getting in touch with you outside of this video so we can make that happen. And to Scarlet Devil with the Devil's Curse, you'll be getting up to $30 credit on Steam to use as you wish for, a game or whatnot, or a piece of software, anything up to that amount. I'll also be getting in touch with you outside the tournament, just so we can get those things handed out. And let's just watch this last attack run here. You can see the shells from the Scarlet Devil still almost hitting the Shakti. There's a huge explosion. All right. Look at that. That took the Shakti down to 84%. And a couple more hits there. Boom, boom. Now, this isn't out of the ordinary. We have had multiple attack runs where I didn't actually show it on camera, where there were some good-sized hits like that on the Shakti. Again, it's just not enough to stop it or to bring it out of the air. And I cannot go on recording for another hour or two. I started recording quite a while ago, and I do have plans coming up here soon that I have to get to, unfortunately. So that's the nature of the beast with this game. This can happen. I highly suggest, if you're running your own tournament, to think of rule sets that will help you not, run into this situation like this. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, this was a fun first tournament. I've learned a lot. Hopefully we've all learned a lot, and we're going to be definitely rocking out another tournament here. We're going to get it rolling in the next week or two as I think about what we're going to do. I'm going to put a poll out to ask you guys what you feel like doing, what you want to do, what you want to see, and we'll go with the most popular vote for, the theme we want to go with and everything. So definitely be looking for that on the channel, and until then, hope you all have an absolutely great one. Take it easy and stay classy.